Hello again, this special edition of the Ohio Ram Show, show number 164, a show about cycling and ultracycling. And the good news is that we have Kelvin's Challenge back with us with a new owner. In today's show, we're going to introduce that new owner with the help of Larry Graham, who operated Kelvin's Challenge for about 8 years. But we do want to say that this program is a product of Time Stations 41 and Time Stations 42 in the race across America at Oxford and Blanchester, Ohio. So without further ado, let's get on to Larry Graham and the new owner of Kelvin's Challenge. So we're off to Westerville with Larry Graham, formerly of Kelvin's Challenge. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing great, and I'm not sure if it's formula yet. I'm still pretty much involved, and I think Maria really is counting on me to help her get through her first time. And by the way, I'd like to introduce Maria Vazquez. We'll just, like some of the racers at Kelvin's, like Pascal, I just refer to her by her first name, so I'm just going to refer to Maria as Maria, and everybody will know that and who we're talking about.
Yes, well, I finally mastered Pascal's last name, but I won't try it right here. Maria, how are you today?
Fine. How are you, Lee? Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, we're excited to have you here, and when we got the announcement that Larry was hinting at something was going on, we're just tickled to death to see you take over Kelvin's Challenge.
I'm pretty excited myself, and I'm really appreciative of Larry, and Larry almost did perfect with my name, so I'm happy.
Well, Larry, how many years did you do Kelvin's?
Okay, we took over from the Dayton Cycling Club, and we ran it for 8 years. So 2016 was our last year, and actually turned out to be the right choice in hindsight. Christine's had some problems with her parents, and we actually have her mother-in-law living with us now. So it had been virtually impossible for us to produce Kelvin's for 2016 anyway. So, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason. So 8 years total.
Well, Larry, as I've told you before, you did a great job, and the ultracycling world owes you a lot, as it does to all these people who run these races kind of out of the love for the sport and love for the people in the sport, and you're deeply appreciated, and we're glad that we're going to see you around for a little while at least, and oh, maybe a long while, who knows. So let's get back to Maria. Maria, tell me a little about yourself.
Oh, wow. I've been in cycling for about 8 years now, and I started doing spinning. From spinning, I went to mountain biking. From mountain biking, I went to road cycling. And from road cycling, I went to ultracycling. And now I am really excited to go into this new venture of being a race director. So that's a short version.
Well, you have such a lovely accent. Where did you acquire that?
I am from Puerto Rico, originally from Puerto Rico, born and raised. And Larry said something very interesting. He said that everything, or not, he didn't say everything, but I'm going to add that everything actually happens for a reason. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I moved to Florida, and life brought me to Ohio. And I have to say that I am in love with Ohio. Well, I'm here. So.
Okay, well, we're certainly glad you are here. So you have family, Maria?
I do. I have my 3 amazing and spectacular boys, 19, 17, and 14. They're probably going to be joining me during the race, so they will be probably the first 3 volunteers.
if volunteer is what you can call them, huh?
Actually, Maria, you're the first volunteer.
Oh, well, then we have 4, and you 5, Larry.
You'll learn that about the race director, that you're the #1 volunteer.
You don't have a job description, do you, Larry? It just says do everything.
Yeah, whatever needs to be done, it's your responsibility. So
I don't think he gave that list, but anyways.
It's actually a fantastic experience being a race director, and I really enjoyed it immensely. So I was very sad to have to give it up because of work and other obligations. And I worked really hard trying to find somebody else to take it over. I never quit looking for somebody, and just all out of the blue one day, Maria emails me, "Hey, I hear Kelvin's Challenge is available." And she seems to be absolutely the perfect fit, in Ohio, local, and is very passionate about getting into the cycling production end of things. It's critical that we save as many of these events as we can. We've lost quite a few here the last few years.
We sure have.
And Kelvin's is, I guess, lucky in that this is the third person, originally the Dayton Cycling Club, then myself and my partners, my wife Christine, Rick and Heather and Jeff and Julie, we took it over from them, and now Maria's, taking over from us. So many events, once they've ceased to have their event, you never hear from them again. So I'm pretty excited that Kelvin's has raised from the dead again.
Yeah, and I think it's fortuitous that you only had a year's lapse because it's still a name that's well known and loved. And it has, as I was telling Maria before we went on the air, it has still a lot of marketing value.
Right. Just a little bit we've put out on Facebook has tremendous feedback and positive responses. Just looking at, on a Facebook response, how many people has reached, it's already reached over 1,400 people. Maria can use her marketing to capture as many of those 1,400 reaches as possible. Because unlike some of the other events, cycling events that are available to people in this area, an ultracycling race is expensive to produce, unlike something like randonneuring or some other events.
Yeah.
It's amazing, a few $100s here, a few $100s there. The biggest challenge for any ultra cycling race this type, where it's a loop format, is the timing and scoring. The bigger the event, the more challenging it is to accurately score the event, as many racers will tell Maria from the past when we've had some glitches. Small events can do it by a head count or punch cards, but with the amount of racers that Kelvin's has, it just became evident that we had to go with electronic scoring. Luckily, the person that we've used the last 2 years finally got it correct, and I'm hoping that they will be available to use next year for Maria.
Maria, have you been so new to this? I'm sure there's a lot that you don't know and a lot of details in your mind, but can you tell us that you might have in mind for Kelvin's Challenge that's add a little flavor or a little new flair to it? Or are you willing
Probably
to talk?
Puerto Rican food. Probably Puerto Rican food at the finish line. I'm learning as I go. I'm blessed because I have many friends that have offered their help. I have race directors. Larry is going to be in the, he's going to be like all the way until the end with me, hopefully, and like for more years as well. So I do have a lot of people helping and offering to help. So I'm pretty excited, and hopefully we can make these eventually also add a 24-hour challenge to the race. That'll be my goal long term. So a lot of things. I'm telling you, next few weeks will be a lot of work and a lot of thinking about everything that I want and everything that needs to be done, because I am a perfectionist, and I want to take this to another level. So
A lot of people have been contacting me and asking me what I know about it, which is nothing, and that's why I got you on here. But I guess one of the questions I have is, will you still be using the kelvinschallenge.com URL in the future?
Yes, we do have. It's the same website. It's the same Facebook page. I'm gonna work hard because we're gonna give it a new, fresh look. Again, like the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be next 4 weeks. It's gonna be a lot of work. We just are wanting, or me, I am trying to give it a new, fresh look. So, but yeah, the website is the same. Facebook page is the same. We're just gonna make it a little more appealing. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah, okay.
fresh look.
Yeah, I can't applaud Maria enough for that. To me, our Facebook or our website, the Facebook or website page needed some work, but we just ran out of time. There's 3 of the 4 partners were actually self-employed, so time is limited when you have small kids too. So I'm really excited to see what she does with the website, because it really needed, some basic updating, if not some new flavor to it.
I have a meeting next week, and I mean, it's an under the radar meeting. And after that meeting, I'm pretty sure I will have more details in terms of when registration will open up. At least I know when the weekend that we're going to be having the race, which is I believe it's the first weekend of May. So at least we have the date. Registration, I just want to open it like right away, but I need to do a little bit of work before I do that. But hopefully within the next month, registration will be ready to go.
Well, people have seen the website on the screen while you were talking, and also in the show notes right below the show. If you're watching it on OhioRamShow.com, you'll see a link to that site. You have had some experience actually organizing and leading tours, have you not?
Yes, actually more leading than organizing. Again, like I have a few friends that are race directors, and I had the opportunity to work with them. But mostly, yeah, I did a tour back in 2012. 21 stages, so probably everybody now knows what I'm talking about. And it was 6 girls. We became the first team to actually finish the 21 stages. So La Vuelta, which is a race that happens in Puerto Rico, I had the opportunity to lead that one of the groups about 7 or 8 times. I also, in Puerto Rico, we have another event for women only.
We just want to wish you the very best.
Thank you.
And once again, Larry, we want to thank you for all you did, and I guess all you're going to do.
Yeah, I still wanted to see it be as successful as it has been, and be the race that people have on their calendar that they want to do, and it introduces them to ultracycling and this type of cycling that is unique to the ultracycling and the UMCA.
Maria, anything you'd like to share with us before we pull the plug here?
Well, just to assure people that I am a very passionate person, and I make it happen. And I am very excited to take over the race. And again, like I said before, I want to take it to the next level. So a little bit of patience during the next weeks, and after that, hopefully, like everything is up and running, and everybody will be happy.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
With us. Thank you, Maria, for taking time out. And I know you're going to be very busy.
Thank
Keep
you.
us informed what's going on, will you?
I will.
Thank all of you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and thank you, Larry, for being with us and giving us that introduction. We certainly wish you well, Maria, in the days ahead as you take over this very wonderful race that everyone here in the area loves. And we want to thank all of you who watch the show and who support the show. Always be sure to give us a like or a share, a retweet when you see the show on the social media. Also, be sure to check in to the show notes that you find below each show. Thank you very much for watching this special edition, and goodbye for now.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.